And that's what was crazy. It wasn't like that she liked me that was crazy. It was crazy that my soul was giving me visions of this shit. And I had fear and insecurity all wrapped. I was wearing fear and insecurity blankets when I was around this bitch. Like, nobody can like me because I'm fat. Come to find out, her baby daddy looked just like me, but I look better than him. Like, I'm her type. I'm her type. I didn't even know that I was a type. I am a type. Everybody is a type. I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind big ladies. I don't mind it. But at the end of the day, we're not talking about my sexual proclivities. We're talking about astral traveling. And if I was 6'8", I'd be a way better basketball player than I am at my 5'11" stature. Okay? That's just the reality. So once we start focusing on our spinning top, our coffee top lid, our disinfected wipes, the coffee sleeve that keep the coffee warm, just random ass shit. You just focusing on random ass shit that don't matter, right? Because now you're advanced. You advance when you start focusing on random ass shit. You start calling niggas for bullshit when they start dropping serious ass, deep ass topics on your ass as if that's the way for your salvation. Here I am meditating on the damn keychain and I'm getting everything that I want out of life, and you talking about I need to do all of this rigmarole in advanced shit. What we're doing when we tap on, like when we tap into random objects and utilize our spiritual modality, we are going deep in ourselves. We are becoming mindful. Mindful, and this is very important. We're segueing. We're navigating. We're navigating through the inner world. And to navigate through the inner world, we must be mindful. We must pay attention, not pay attention to our insanity. Not pay attention to our psychosis and imagine that we're doing the work. Not imagining our boyfriend want us to do all of this extra shit and we doing all of this extra shit and saying, hood, my boyfriend wanted me to do extra shit. I did extra shit and I'm still confused. What's the problem? Mindfulness is paying attention in a particular way on purpose, in the present moment without judgment. That shit that y'all been working on for 2.5 years, y'all can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit about you old-timey spiritual motherfuckers. Cause y'all don't got shit for me in the present moment, but the shit that happened 2.5 years ago. So mindfulness is paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment without judgment. Once again, we getting into realms where it's easier said than understood. So let's read a little bit and understand how we become mindful and how mindfulness is the way of the psychonaut. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all of that cool shit that you usually do for channels. Specifically share this video with somebody who may need to travel into themselves and maybe too concerned with what's going on in the external world and not paying attention to what's going on in the internal world. So let's talk about the thinking mind versus the observing mind and how this is the way of the psychonaut, the way of the spiritualist, the way, the word, and the truth. So let's just read real quick. The mind has two overall general functions. These are often called, again, very generally, the thinking mind and the observing mind. You need to tell the difference. You need to know the difference. Because if you in your thinking mind, just automatically know you on bullshit and you just need to stop. You need to stop and start thinking about your coffee top lid. You need to come up with an item that's random, that don't make no sense. A fucking USB cord. Something ridiculously random that don't matter. We talking about some very advanced metaphysical shit right now. Because the deeper you get with this shit, the more you confuse and the more you like, hood, I don't understand. Do you understand that you need to pick up do you understand that you need to, we just opening the door, family. We're not talking about going in and coding or nothing like that yet. We're just opening the door. How do you open the door? You pick a random ass item that don't mean shit to you and you begin to observe it and look at it. I'm very fortunate that I learned this before I learned anything else. I was reading John Kabat-Zinn, Mindfulness for Beginners, before I ever heard of Bobby Hemmett or none of that type of shit. So what I'm saying is mindfulness is when you look at an apple, you imagine an apple, everything about an apple, as much detail as you can about an apple. You know, that like little green dust around the end of it, that little like nasty brown core and shit, the seeds biting into it and all the juice exploding in your mouth, and you just exploring an apple inside and out. This is how you become mindful. This is how you activate your observing mind, because you're observing the apple. You could be fucking a prostitute on the whole stroll, but that don't matter. We can all bear witness to being able to observe an apple. You could be a CEO of fucking Apple, literally, and observe an apple within your mind. The former we know quite well, and y'all need to listen to this. Listen to this clearly and understand that to be mindful, to be observing, and to connect to your soul is not as easy as listening to a video. It's better to listen to this video, take notes on the observable screenshots that I've been showing y'all, and understand that this applies to you. Because it's normal to think. The thinking mind, and we live in it more often than not. We're never just observing an apple for an apple's sake, because that ain't deep enough for us. Okay? That ain't intuitive enough. That ain't as beautiful enough for us. We need something advanced. We need something majestic. We need to look a certain way. We need more subscribers, hood. I need to start my online business, hood. The thinking mind judges, analyzes, reasons, constructs scenarios, tells stories, and attempts to make sense out of things. Y'all get it? Making sense? The observing mind simply watches. It does not engage in judging, analyzing, storytelling, etc. It is simply aware. With nurturance, we can become better at our mind resistance staying in this mode. With nurturance, we can become more observant if we want to. The thinking mind is generally our default mode. So to think, well, I've been meditating for 2.5 years, that means I'm advanced. Hood need to do more advanced shit, because the advanced shit, we've been meditating for 2.5 years. Nigga, I've been meditating for longer than that. And fuck however long I've been meditating. I wiped my ass today. That's all I know. Fuck how long you been meditating. Did you wipe your ass today? Because a nigga can be telling you the deepest shit and ain't never even wiped his ass. Didn't even brush his teeth. Didn't do nothing in reference to hygiene. But I've been meditating for 5 years, nigga. Making sense? Let's go deeper. Through concentration, practice, one learns to set his mind fully at a point without distraction of thoughts and emotional entanglements. To get into your soul, which is your kingship, so your kingship, your spiritual ideal, might not have nothing to do with your physical reality. So when we discuss magic and we discuss bringing magic into reality, it's hard to say, well, I want to manifest this. I want to manifest that. It just creates more emotional entanglements. Through observation practice, one learns to be mindful of things as they are. People be like, well, Hood, why you like this? Why you be saying this way? Why you be da-da-da-da-da? Because I just be looking at shit the way, I don't look at it the way I want it to be. I just look at it the way it is. And because of that, I might look a little crazy. I might look a little weird, but I'm okay with me. I'm okay with me. Under the heading of observation practices, there are two main kinds of practice, namely pure observation and guided observation. Pure observation, and this is when like you have anxiety, things are very tense, things are taking over you, and you just don't know what to do. All you got to do is just observe things. Just look at a chair. Just look. That saved my life so many times. Just start looking at a mirror. There's a mirror. It has a wooden frame. It has fucking trimmings on the wooden frame. The paint in this room is light green or cream. I don't know. Is it cream or white? Maybe it's cream and white. Look at the rug. The rug is brown with some black dots in it. Look at that stain on the rug. Just start observing shit. When I say that this is the deepest shit that you can do, because the shit that you're doing is over-analyzing, overthinking, over-processing, what is the word? Over-sensationalizing shit. And not looking at the world as it is. Pure observation should be a practice because you start to look at things and observe your mind, observe your thoughts without becoming emotionally entangled. Because if you don't do this, say for instance you have a thought and you be like, oh, I shouldn't think that. What you mean you shouldn't think it? Oh, because Hood Mystic, you're married. I shouldn't imagine having sex with you. If you having that thought, I'm not saying that you having that thought, but if you having that thought, you could just observe it and then like do research on it. Like I tell you, like, oh yeah, that's because I'm a teacher, and more than not, people have a sexual attraction to their teachers. But if you just observe it, it don't mean that we supposed to be fucking. It'll turn into a psychosis. It'll turn into something crazy if you observe it and don't understand why. Like you a student and I'm a teacher. But it's like love. It's like attraction. But it's not like, Hood must be sending me sexual energy or some shit like that. I don't give a fuck about you, fam. Don't flatter yourself. I done turned down more vagine than most people have asked for. So the reality of being emotionally attached to the things that you're thinking about, that's on you. Generally, it's a reason for it. Generally, it'll play itself out. Generally, it'll make sense if you examine it. But it'll just, if you think about it, you're trying to make sense out of it. If you processing it, you're trying to analyze it. You're trying to judge it. You got all of this emotion. Then it just comes down to, you know what? Fuck you, Hood. That's what it always boils down to. You know what, Hood? You know, it's been nice, but man, fuck you, fam. Anyway, guided observation. So you can get comfortable in your bed and you start at the top of your head and you begin to relax your whole body through consciousness. It's so amazing that you just look at every part of your body in your mind and begin to relax it and just observe your body through your consciousness. See where you tense at, and then bring your consciousness and relax it. You can relax your muscles. You can relax your whole body. And this will bring you to that out of body state. You know, that motionless self-observation, right? Slow, deep, and concentrated breaths. This is bringing you to a space of the most advanced spiritual light, which is your soul. And you observing yourself, concentrating on yourself, right? It's so amazing to think about it, that you can actually enhance your life, better your life in all circumstances just by the modality of concentrating and focusing on your soul and opening the door. So it goes on to say, concentration without observation is like a sharp sword in its sheath. So if you concentrate on something and you don't observe it, it's like having your knife still in its holster. It's a powerful knife, but you're not using it. Dig it? Observation without concentration is like a candlelight in the wind. You can't depend on it. It's bright, but it's unsteady. Therefore, both practices need to be adopted and balanced until one's daily activities become natural with concentration and mindfulness. So, do you make it a big deal at first? Absolutely not. You find an object that don't matter. And then you begin to make connections. Then things start to happen for you. Then you forget that you was ever mindful, and then you start feeling like you hot shit, and then you'll probably watch this video 5 years from now and think like, oh shit, this is where it all started at. I started connecting to my soul and shit started happening for me. I thought I was hot shit. Now I gotta come back to square one. Now I gotta be present. Cause the soul will definitely send you on a roller coaster ride out this bitch. Only when one's concentration and observation practices have become harmoniously unified can one undertake the purification of subtle inner attachments and conceptual frameworks. I'm gonna read that again. If you cannot concentrate, if you cannot observe, meaning that you get emotional internally, you don't look at your shadow, you don't look at your past, you don't look at the real shit and think, that shit funny as hell, I used to do that dumbass shit. That shit funny as hell that shit had happened to me and it didn't hurt me because I wasn't even a physical vessel. I was actually the spiritual person. If you really think a nigga done did some shit to you, if you really think a motherfucker is out to get you, if you really think that you're not a divine goddess incarnated, then that's your reality. So it don't really matter really what the fuck I'm talking about. You really probably got to listen to this again and take notes on this again. And even then, it might not be enough. Actually, because we talking about concentrating and observing and practicing and unifying with your soul, which is the perfection of everything. If you got, like me, if you got fear, your soul ain't afraid of shit. My soul ain't afraid of shit. My soul is bout it, routed. I'm out this bitch scared as hell. My soul ready for whatever. My soul be like, hey man, she like you. It's this situation, it's this girl that done like me forever, done sent me all signals that she like me, but she ain't obligatorily say she like me, but my soul was telling me that she like me. And I'm just like, and then once I finally got through my fear of the situation, my soul was right. Nigga, you guessed it. You was right. I was like, damn. And that's what was crazy. It wasn't like that she liked me that was crazy. It was crazy that my soul was giving me visions of this shit. And I had fear and insecurity all wrapped. I was wearing fear and insecurity blankets when I was around this bitch. Like, nobody can like me because I'm fat. Come to find out, her baby daddy looked just like me, but I look better than him. Like, I'm her type. I'm her type. I didn't even know that I was a type. I am a type. Everybody is a type. Therefore, both practices need to be adopted and balanced until one's daily activities become natural with concentration and mindfulness. Thus, in order to achieve full enlightenment, it is necessary to master Buddhist meditation. So that could be in reference to no thought. A Buddhist meditation is just a thought in no thought, a practice in no thought, a practice in thinking about an apple all damn day while you at work.